Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. See, you guys may find details of the scheme on our website. We have introduced a new tab with name COVID-19 on the homepage. Okay, so all the relevant information is available over there. But I'll just explain in brief what is Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Many of you must have heard Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman when she said in her press brief on 26th of March, I guess, wherein 24% of employees' salary, that is 12% contribution which is paid by you guys and 12% what is contributed by him, for a set of establishment, particularly smaller establishments, will be borne by the government. Then we were developing a modality and we were waiting for the circular, and then it was a little bit delayed, and on 13th April finally everything was in place. So if you have visited our website, you could have seen the detailed guidelines, but I would just like to tell you that this scheme is available for all those establishments employing less than 100 employees. Then, and out of those 100 employees, 90% of the employees are getting wages less than 15,000. Okay, so based on this scheme and the conditions which are mentioned in the scheme itself, EPFO found out some establishments, or we have prepared a list of eligible establishment based on a data considering a span of September 19 to February 20. Okay, so based on your ECRs previously filed, we have identified the establishments, and only those identified establishments are able to claim this benefit through ECR portal. Okay, so Pune 1 office, the office to which I belong and majority of you guys are complying to, or for that matter say Akurdi office, considering Pune and Akurdi together, we have got something around 10,100 establishments which were eligible for this benefit. So the list of eligible establishments we prepared based on the data which I've just told you, that we have considered your ECRs from September 19 to February 20. And then to all those shortlisted establishments, we started, we started sending mails, and then only though. Hello.
Yeah, now we can listen to you. It was just a lag between.
Okay. So I'll repeat again. So these establishments which were filtered out by us, those establishments were only eligible to claim these benefits, and they were only able to claim through ECR. Others were not eligible, so they could not get any update in the ECR, or they have to just file the normal ECR as they are not eligible for this benefit. Then moving forward, when we started sending mails to this establishment, we started getting some replies that we have already paid. Many of the establishments know their consultants' emails are registered, so consultants were not aware which establishment exactly is eligible and all. So we tried our best to sort out those issues, and then meanwhile on 15th of April, another circular was issued wherein the due date, which is 15th for every month, is extended to 15th of May. So salary paid for the month of March in April, PF deducted on the salary, you are now having 30 extra days to remit that. Only condition is, while remitting the same, you have to mandatorily mention salary disbursement date in the ECR. Okay. Then we have got many questions like why we are not eligible, and how to claim this benefit and all. This benefit is auto linked in your ECR. It is like our previous scheme wherein Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Protsahan Yojana, wherein you are getting benefits upfront. So the establishments who are eligible to get this benefit are getting the benefit upfront when they are submitting the ECR. Our system calculates it automatically how many people are eligible and all, and that amount of the ECR, that amount of the employee's salary which is mentioned in the ECR is remitted by the government, and we do not ask the establishment to pay that amount. So I've got many ECRs wherein people who have remitted 90,000 in the previous month, this month they are remitting only 5,000. So 85,000 upfront benefit is given to them. So the benefit is reaching to the people in their hand, and people are like establishments are that like the scheme mentioned by finance on Madam Finance Minister is reaching to the employers, and they are no availing that benefit. So what I would like to suggest further is you are not supposed to deduct it from the employee salary also. If you have deducted, kindly repay it back immediately as you have got it from government. So that care you have to take in. Another thing I would like to mention over here in this scheme is it is a declaration based scheme. Further, all those employers, all those 10,000 employers shortlisted in Pune, they have to further submit a declaration that they are eligible for this scheme based on the criteria mentioned, that they are not at all having more than 100 employees, that they are not remitting, that they are not having employees more than 90%, wherein wages are more than 15,000. Sorry, more than 10% employees wherein the wages are more than 15,000. So this care is also to be taken by them, because some employers may have excluded employees. Some employers may have some other type of employees who are not enrolled in the ECR and all. So you have to, or they may be having other branches. So considering the two branches together, they may have separate code numbers for PF, and then also they are submitting declaration. It may result in the false declaration. So kindly take care of that. Though you are eligible, though you are shortlisted by us, it does not mean that you are completely eligible for this. It is a declaration basis thing. Okay. So another thing I would like to mention is every month you have to submit declaration before availing this. That declaration is embedded in the ECR. So along with filing the ECR, you have to claim that benefit. You have to submit that declaration. Then okay, just moving further. So I think I've told you everything. Further, if you want to go through the detailed instructions regarding this benefit, it is available on our website. Again, I'm telling you, a special tab is added on our homepage. Now I'm getting some questions over here also online also, and I've got that question previously in the email, that what about those who have already, like, those who have paid the challan for the month of March already before 13th of April. Yeah. So what about those, all those, whether they'll be getting another reimbursement in their account or what? This kind of things are being asked. So yeah, so the website is, our website is epfindia.gov.in. Okay, somebody is asking online what is the website. Our website is epfindia.gov.in. So you can Google EPF on and you can get the link. Then we are sending this communications to the government to consider again, or our head office to consider again. Right now, I don't have a clear answer to what will happen to all those who have promptly paid before 13th for the month of March. Okay, so all those mails, all those queries, whatever we are receiving over here, we are forwarding to them, requesting them to consider it afresh, or and you guys may also send it directly, or you can send it to us and we can forward it to the concerned authority at the head office. I would like to tell you here that yes, you have paid promptly, and the software development or the scheme notification was a little bit late. On 13th April it was introduced, but whatever your communications we are receiving, we are forwarding to you. There is no clarity in written right now. Okay. Somebody is asking me to repeat the scheme again. I will like to tell him that while answering the questions, I would like to again tell you the gist, but it is available on our website, epfindia.gov.in, in the COVID-19 section. Okay, so this was about Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. There is one more scheme launched by EPF, launched by there is one more modification, or what we say, amendment in our scheme, EPF scheme already we were granting advances on various counts, on various occasions. Like somebody is getting married, or there is some emergency, medical emergency, or educational need. Government has added a new clause, okay, that claiming an amount during a pandemic. Okay, as COVID-19 is already declared as a pandemic, so throughout the country, so every EPF member is eligible to claim this advance. This advance is available under para 68L. What you have to go do is, if you require this money, what is the amount you'll be getting? You'll be getting 75% of your PF balance or 3 months salary, whatever is less. This amount you'll be getting credited into your bank account. If you claim for this advance, you will have to claim it separately. How to claim is, again, you can go through Umang application or through our website members portal. If your Aadhaar and KYC is properly done, if it is not done, do it right now. I would request all the employees to approve pending KYC for all the members and make them eligible or make them aware about all this advance, and they can claim it through Form 31. So Form 31, you will be getting one when you search for various reasons available there for filing Form 31. One reason is advance for the pandemic. So that advance also we are settling now. Most of the part of the advance, like most of the claims are being settled through auto mode, but there are various other issues wherein establishments who have not paid promptly, or there is no annual accounting done, or there is another issue, or some members who have already claimed other advances, and or some cases which are already pending for Form 1910C or other type of advances. All those cases are being settled manually, but majority of it is being settled through auto mode, wherein regional office is required only to take out a check at the end of the day and send the money to the bank. So we are doing it on a little bit faster mode, but because of lockdown, especially in Pune, this is being getting a lot, like here and there is some delay. Like instead of 3 days, it may be 4 days, 5 days, or 6 days, whatever. But we are trying our best to settle it at the earliest. So that is another thing. So I request all the employers to let your employees know that this facility is available. It is being, we are publicizing it through our various social media platforms, also through MCCI. Also, I requested to let you guys know that this scheme is available. So my request to all of you would be like this: you can claim all these advances, as there is no physical form acceptance is allowed now. You guys also cannot come to the office to submit. Only online mode is available. So the major hindrance in claiming this amount is non-availability of KYC and non-linking of Aadhaar. That is creating a problem. We are receiving various grievances wherein the employees are requesting, I have submitted my KYC, but it is yet pending in the employees login for approval. My basic details are to be changed, which is pending in the employees login for approval. It is few-minute task. You can do it. Okay, so now moving forward, I would like to take your questions, what I have received through email. Okay, then we will go with individual questions. Just a minute, give me a moment. Yeah. Can I avail PF advance withdrawal from my previous company? See, as you have left the establishment, you cannot avail advance, okay, from that account. What you are required to do is first merge that account with a new account and then claim advance. Even if you have worked for 1 day, 2 day, 10 days over here in new company, you can claim through new EN. There is no problem. You can avail advance from the new company. The scheme starts from April 13, so the amount paid before the plan is refunded. Yeah, we are sending these mails to the government to consider all these things, and you also send a mail to us or the office where you are complying, and they will forward it to the government mentioning this issue. Okay, I have a personal PF account with SBI, so will I be able to withdraw some amount from it in case of emergency now? See, your account, personal PF account with SBI is a PPF account. So EPF rules does not apply to PPF. PPF is entirely different scheme, and the rules regarding PPF are different. They are being announced by government from time to time. As per my understanding regarding PPF, There is no pandemic related advance available for PPF. PPF has its own rule. You can withdraw money after 6 years of maturity of the account up to the amount which was available there from for the last 3 years, something like that. I'm not very sure about it. You can read PPF withdrawal rules on Google or somewhere. But as I'm also having a PPF account, so I can tell you the rules are a bit stringent, and they are not issuing any advance for the purpose of this pandemic. Further is which organization and vendor can take PF scheme benefits and how. I think I've explained it in details. There is a list of 5,400 establishments for Pune 1 and 4,700 something for Pune 2. Only those establishments are eligible based on the data from September 2019 to February 2020. Or I mean to say your previous ECRs previously filed by you. Only those companies, those shortlisted companies are eligible based on the declaration. Okay, if you are having some branches and together, including all the branches together, you are one company, and all those and you are having multiple PF code numbers, but total of the employees for your entire establishments, though having multiple codes, is more than 100, then you are not eligible for the scheme. You are supposed to mention same in the declaration. You should not accept the declaration. Okay, if you accept it, and then basically it is like claiming the amount which you are not eligible for. Then we are already paid PF amount before announcement. Do we get refund and all? Okay, Tika, I have already explained this thing. Okay, regarding refund, we are already writing it to the head office. I request you to write it to us. We will forward it to the head office. Okay, so this was all about your questions and other things. So, right, okay, so I'm one by one. Anuja ma'am may coordinate. We have lots of time, so I feel we can have some questions.
May I request Inamati sir to talk? Inamati sir, please unmute your, Yeah, thank you.
Okay. At the outset, let me thank Mr. Kotkar for giving us more clarity on the subject.
Yes, sir.
And sparing time for participants.
Yes, sir.
This is a once in a century or maybe more kind of an event. And most of us are apprehensive about what is going to happen and what has happened and all those things. There are chances that in the coming months, the people may not find it easy to pay even wages because loss of business. In such scenario, if no wages are paid, as you are aware, there is a mandatory direction that wages for the lockdown period must be paid. If no wages are paid, then obviously PF amount will not also be
paid,
contributed, deposited. In such case, what action will the actions would be in normal circumstances procedure, or there is any concession under such circumstances?
See, right now it is like those EPFO, concern of EPFO right now, or as you know, sir, very well, we are concerned only when salary is paid and PF is deducted but not paid to EPFO. Okay, whether salary is to be paid for that month or not to be paid for that month, it is to be decided by the another authority. Another question is like government is already issuing requests, directions, notifications, kindly pay, and as you may be aware, there is already a case in the Supreme Court now where his petition is being filed, we cannot pay and all. So it is a different subject entirely. As of now, what I know at my stage, at my level is we are trying to help the employers through this scheme. But if the salary is not paid, there is no question of PF to be paid. So if the wages are not disbursed for that month, unless an authority asks or gives directions to pay the wages, EPFO cannot claim the provident fund.
Yes. Thank you. we really appreciate the initiative taken by your department and especially
Thank
you.
you.
You
Thank you,
have
sir.
been very
Yeah.
friendly and cooperative with our MCCI.
Thank
Now
you, sir.
let the
Thank you.
audience ask the questions.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mr. Rajesh Patil, you can ask the question now.
I have a question. We are having
Yeah.
2-3 establishment code for our organization.
Okay.
Can we apply for this benefit COVID-19?
See, again, I'm telling you, it is declaration basis. If you are eligible, it will come in your login.
Okay.
Another thing is, if you go through our instructions,
Right.
it is clearly mentioned if you are having multiple codes.
Right.
Okay, and just a minute, I'll read it out for you. Just a minute. So, for eligible, if you get this message from our side or your ECR shows that you are eligible, then in case of the establishment has been identified as eligible, the ECR screen will ask the employer to submit a declaration. Before submitting a declaration, ECR filing will not be permitted. The employer will have to declare the total number of employees for the month and the total number of employees getting less than 15,000. If percentage of employee drawing wages less than 15,000 is less than 90%, benefit will not be given. Since the employer may have several branches and excluded employees, he may also disagree with the declaration. In such case, also the benefit will not be given. It is clearly mentioned here. If you are having several branches and there are excluded employees and there are more than 100 people, then you are not eligible. If there are more than 100, you have to do a total of all your employees, because this is establishment wise, not branch wise. Government is giving this benefit to small establishments who are having employee strength less than 100. So if you are having multiple codes and multiple branches in a single company, total of all those employees is more than 100, then your declaration, you will have to, I think you will have to reject the, no, you will have to not to accept that declaration. So in that case, you will not be eligible for that benefit. Yeah. Next.
Thank you, sir. Mr.
Yeah.
Datta, you can ask the question now.
Hello, I am audible.
Yes, audible. Yes,
Yeah.
you are audible.
Okay. Actually, I'm a HR student, so I have different question. If any company has less than more than 100 employees, but contractor, any manpower agency has only less than 100 employees, so he is eligible for the Pradhan Mantri Garib Yojana.
Yes. See, contractor or any other agency, they are independent companies, independent people who are giving you services and all. They are eligible for this benefit if they are in the list. Okay. If they are having less than 100, if they are having more than 90%, of the employees having wages less than 15,000, then they are eligible.
Yeah, related to that, second question is if any company has less than 100 employees, permanent employees, but they have some apprentice and contract labor, which is then total strength is according to Factory Act, which is 300, yeah, more than 100. Then company employee strength is permanent employee is only less than 100. So this is eligible.
So you mean to say that 100 employees are training 200 people, huh?
Means permanent employee is less than 100, but total strength is according to Factory Act is more than 100. So
see, I would like to tell you, this benefit is available only for those whose total employee strength is less than 100. You have to decide whether those are your employees or not.
okay.
Okay, you decide first. Then you take a call. Because as per our data, you may be filing ECR only for 190 people. So considering our data, our system may have put you into eligible list. So while filing the declaration, you have to take this call, whether to take this benefit or not. If you are taking benefit which are not eligible for, obviously there will be consequences. Yeah. Next.
Thank you. Mr. Shekhar Mapsekar, you can ask the question now.
Yeah. Mr. Kotkar,
Hi.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Shekharji. Tell me.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My MSME company employing about 42 number of direct employees is
Okay.
most likely to be not eligible for this because of salary structure.
Okay.
In that case, considering the size of the company, at least, is there any other type of scheme or a partial support establishment can expect from PM?
Right now, the things are going on, but at my level, at
Okay.
Pune office level, I would like to clarify to you. As of now, I cannot concretely tell you anything.
Okay.
Another thing is, yes, I can understand there are 42 people. So considering the MSME, yes, you are having less number of employees, but as you are giving more salary to the people, you are not eligible for the scheme. It is irony. I can understand. Yesterday, I've got one establishment where there were only 7 employees.
Mhm.
One employee was having salary more than 15,000 and the entire establishment was not eligible. So yes, I can understand these issues are there. There are already some people or some fronts, employer bodies and all, they have already requested the government to extend this benefit to all the establishments and all, irrespective of this thing. So let us see what comes out. But at this stage, you're not eligible, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if any new thing is declared, then we will automatically become eligible for that.
Yeah, we are that is what we are doing now. Since our last two schemes, if you just go and think about PM RPY and now this PM Garib Kalyan Yojana, we are trying our best to not to request forms, not to do all those red tape delay and all. So everything is auto, and we are trying our best to develop the software and give it to you. So we'll let you know if something comes up.
Yes.
And we'll develop the software. We are trying on it. Our team in Delhi is working on it, and we'll let you.
Proactiveness appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you. If anyone else would like to ask the question, please unmute your speaker and ask.
Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. Tell me.
Sir, this is Vandana. Actually,
Yes,
our
ma'am.
strength is 40 employees, and as per our salary structure, only 3 or 4 employees are getting 15,000 salary. So, are we eligible for this scheme or what?
See, if 40 out of 40 only 3 are there, so percentage wise, I can say yes, 90% of your people are having less than 15,000. So theoretically, you are eligible. But I'm again telling you this. Have you received any mail from our office? Or while filing the ECR, have you observed that they are asking you for a declaration automatically? The list is coming. It is auto. It is like it will come automatically in your login. We have taken the data from September 2019 to February 2020. So for this 6 months, averaging and other factors we have put in, and we have tried our best to take maximum possible eligible establishments. Pune office is having around 19,000, Pune and Akurdi together, 19,000 active remitting establishments. Out of that, around 10,000 are eligible as per our list. So we have made this list more comprehensive. So it is again, the ball is in your court. If you are eligible, you have to give that declaration and claim the benefit. If it is not coming in your login, then your total salary or something somewhere, it must be more than 15,000, or total employees earning more than 15,000 must be more than 10% as per our data from September 2019 to February 20. So accordingly, you'll have to see it.
Okay, yeah, because I filled the contribution, but I haven't received any kind of
When did you pay the contribution, ma'am?
I think
What was the date?
For 13 April only, right?
That is yes. That is the issue. This facility was introduced on 13th April. So those who are paying after 13th April, those who have paid after 13th April, they are receiving it. It is in their login. You can check it now. It may have come up for the next month. It is there in your login. So just check it, and if you are eligible, if you feel, and you just check your email. No, we have sent mail on, I think 12th February. I'll just let you know. Just a minute. Just hold for a second.
Yeah.
I'll let you know the date. 11th April.
Okay.
We have started sending these mails to all the eligible establishment that you wait. There is ECR like direct. The draft of the mail reads like, without deducting the EPF contributions from the salary of the people, you have to disburse the salary, and then ECR will automatically give these benefits back to you. Shortly, the ECR is being introduced. this type of mails we have sent on 11th, 12th also you can see. If you have received this mail, you're eligible. Okay, or you can just drop mail to us. We will check it at the back end and we'll reply it back to you.
I just wanted to clarify one thing which is confusing me again and again. You are told us 90% of the strength should get less than 15,000 salary, right? Is it?
Just hello. Yeah.
As per the scheme, the 90% employee should get salary less than 15,000, right? The scheme
Yeah,
is saying
correct.
this.
Correct.
Okay. Because our as per our salary structure, only 3 or 5 employees only getting below 15,000 salary. Other all are getting more than 15,000.
Then you are not eligible for this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question.
Mr. Surya Pawar, you can ask the question now.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Surya.
Yeah, good afternoon. Hello.
Private limited company.
Ma'am, you are not clearly audible. Hello.
Where
Your mic has problem.
more than 50 is a scheme for such establishments like my company
Now, please repeat. You are
to
not
avail
audible.
any support office.
Ma'am, you are not audible properly.
Now am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Yeah. See, my company is a private limited one. Pan India, we're just 3 employees, but our salaries are more than 15,000. So are we eligible for this scheme?
No.
So then what is it from the PF office in future for such companies like mine? What support can we expect? Is there any
Right.
scheme making?
No. Right now, there is no scheme rolled for such companies. There is already request letters written by many establishments like yours and many business forums to the government. Government has not yet announced anything.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to ask the question? Please unmute your microphone and you can ask.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, you can ask.
I'm
Please introduce
Nitin
yourself.
Chemical Covering Tata Consultancy.
So you are not
You are not
Is it
audible.
audible?
No, you are not audible properly.
Yeah, it is clear now.
Hello.
Now it is clear. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, sir, I am Dr. Sanjeev Roy. I am a director HR for a Khadi and Village Industries Commission.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what has happened is, see, we do have many people who are covered under EPS. Some are covered under the NPS and some are covered under EPS.
Okay.
So now what is happening due to transferable all India liability, in some places we have one people only, those who are covered under the EPS.
Okay.
So can we have registration with one number of people?
What registration you are asking about? The scheme.
For, no, not for the scheme, sir. For the registration of establishment under the Pune office.
Acha, so you want to say that total, you can register, you can mention other people as excluded employees. Our registration portal is available online. It is free of cost. It is like booking a railway ticket. You have to just give your PAN card number properly and establishment's name will be verified, and you have to just get a code number and you have to start complying. Just take care that you should apply in section 13B, not under section 14, as though you are having only one eligible employee, but your total strength is more than 20. Okay, and other employees are excluded employees for this PF scheme.
Yes, exactly
Okay.
right.
So, yeah, so you can register.
Earlier, what was happening is that employees EPF was we are sending to Nagpur office. So
Achha.
Nagpur office start now refusing that your people is working at Pune, we don't know, and it's a government normal tendency. So they are start refusing. So ultimately, it's a loss to the employee only. So,
No, you can register. You can have it. You can have a code, or already if you are registered over there, you can get a sub code under section 2A also. No problem.
Acha, so that is also possible.
That is also possible. It is again available online. Just do it properly. You will get a subcode under that. You will have to comply to the Pune office.
Pune office. Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, for a fresh code, I have to apply against the 13P.
Yes. You 13B. 1 subsection 3 subsection B.
Okay. 13B.
Okay. 13B. But I would suggest, as you are already having the code number, and if you are having Pan India only one PAN card, then the system will ask you that you are already registered with the PF. So in that case, I would suggest to avail a separate subcode under section 2A.
2A. Okay.
It is available on our website. In the same portal, you can apply. No problem.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot. Thank
you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else who would like to ask?
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Good afternoon. I'm Nitin Khamitkar from Tata Telecom Systems, Pune.
Namaste, Nitinji. Tell me.
My question is, you are given the extension for the month of this extension for the payment. Is employer also getting for the month of April, May, June? Because this is not applicable for the only 1 month.
Yes. See, that thing is to be yes, I completely agree with you. This thing is to be decided at the. Yeah. Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, Nitinji. See, right now we have declared it only for 1 month. Even ESIC has declared only it for 1 month. It is a ministry level decision. Okay. If it is extended further, we'll let you know. Okay. So the schemes, this scheme, when the scheme is to be notified, they have notified it clearly for the 3 months. But this extension has come only for this month. So for next 2 months, it may come, it may not come. Whatever happens, we'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone would like to ask the question now? Please unmute your speaker and you can ask.
Hello,
yes.
am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm Swapna from Equinox.
Good afternoon.
And maybe I have missed it because of the bad internet maybe connection. But I wanted to know about the extension for this month, which is received for the employers for PF payment.
Yeah, there is extension for the payment of Provident Fund dues. It is extended up to 15th of May. The notification or the later
the month of April, whatever
salary of March to be paid in PF on which to be paid by 15th of April. The due date is extended by 30 days to 15th of May. So grace period is being given of 30 days. You can have the relative letters written to all the officers and all on our website. There is a separate tab for COVID-19 on our website's homepage, wherein all such related notifications are they are segregated and put for your ready reference.
On the employer login page.
No need of employer login. On our website page, epfindia.gov.in.
Homepage itself.
Homepage itself, there is a separate tab, last tab. I would say the leftmost tab is COVID-19. Okay, therein you can see all these related information readily available for you.
Okay, sir. And another query was the other discussions we were having earlier regarding this employees having 15,000 or less salary and or 90% of the total strength of the company. Is it the same which is mentioned in this agenda for today's program, a scheme to implement PMGKY package 24% of the wages for 3 months? So is it the same or it's a different scheme?
It's the same scheme. It's the same scheme.
Okay.
Yeah.
So currently our strength is around 90, and I guess only 15 of which are having less than 15,000 salary.
Then you are not eligible for this scheme, ma'am.
Okay, so it should be at least 90% of the total strength in that category.
In that category. So the poor workers, like those who are employing mainly workers who are of this type, they are only eligible. Yeah. Any other question?
Hello,
Yeah.
myself Surbhi Adhikari. I have a question regarding KYC. See, I have seen many of our employees are updating KYCs, and they are also there are few cases wherein employees applied for a transfer from previous organizations and all, and we have our employer DSCs kept in office, and due to this COVID-19 pandemic, we are working from home right now with no excess
Okay.
of DSC, and we are not able to approve those transfers and KYCs and all. And if employees want to withdraw the PF or 75% of their salaries or equivalent to 3 months salaries, that scheme is there. According to that, if anybody wants to withdraw the PF, then without KYC and without proper transfers, they won't be able to do that. So
Correct.
I just want to ask you, sir, okay, is there any any facility or anything else is introduced by the department so that KYCs during this period, whoever is applying for a KYCs will get automatically approved, and transfers will be automatically get approved. Is that
No,
so,
no,
sir?
no, madam. No, no, no. If this is allowed, I will apply I submit my bank account details for your PF and I'll withdraw the entire money.
No, not
So
like that, sir. The
no,
employee
no,
access will
madam.
be given to
Without
them only.
no. Without digital approving anything, nothing of this sort is being given. There is a lot of chances of fraud, and without having. So one thing we have introduced is when you apply for a DSC's renewal, we are accepting it online and we are immediately approving it. Okay, we are
Okay.
taking a soft copy through scanned copy. We are taking printout on our. We are doing a background check and we are immediately approving it. So DSC approval we are doing immediately. But if your DSC token itself in the office, nobody can help you.
Oh, that means my all the employees, maybe means maximum employees will not able to get the benefit then.
No, you were July 2014, we are running behind for KYC and Aadhaar. This
Yes,
is
sir, I know.
2020 now, ma'am. Last 6 years, if you are saying your maximum people's KYC you have not done, then
Not
whose fault it
maximum.
is?
No, not maximum. There are hardly any employees, but if they want to
Ha.
apply, if the question comes up, I should have ready with the answer. That's why I'm asking.
That is the reason. No, that's what we are requesting every employer by do it immediately. The moment people join, complete their KYC. These issues happen. We are able to serve the people just because these campaigns were done by us previously to get the KYC done. If this KYC wouldn't have been done, no, it would have been complete mess. We would not have been at all. We have no till 16th of April. We have disbursed around no amount I'm not exactly aware, but to 3.31 lakh people we have disbursed this COVID claim. Okay, but this is just because the KYC was done properly, and I hope if you have done properly for many people, they will directly claim through Umang or this thing. And I would again, as the topic has come up, I would like to again request all the employers, those who are handling, those who are having that DSC tokens with them, kindly go to your logins, kindly check your portals, whoever application is pending till date, approve it and send it to our office so that those members can claim. Because people require liquidity, because now it is more than 1 month since lockdown, few more days are there. We don't know what will be the future after 3rd of May.
Yes,
So
sir.
just let's hope positively for our employees, and let's see that just take that if whatever help we can do this way or not, and they can get their due benefits.
Okay, sir. And this will not be, there is.
Hello? Yeah. You're
Yeah,
not audible, ma'am.
You're not audible. I think connectivity has gone. Anyone else would like to ask the question?
Hello, I'm Nitin again.
Yeah, Nitin, you tell me.
It was disconnected, I think, when you're talking.
Yeah. So I remember your question. Tata from your Tata from
correct,
your
correct. Tata.com, correct.
Yeah. So we are like what you have this thing. No, once government informs, our ministry takes a call. Will inform it to you. Right now, it is taken only for 1 month. Decision is taken only for this month, and which we have communicated. But if it comes for the next month, we'll definitely let you know.
Okay, thank you. And another question.
Yeah.
For KYC, the process is employee do the KYC through online.
Yes,
and
correct.
After that, employer approved.
Yes.
And after that, PF official approved, right?
If Aadhaar is directly linked, there is no role of our office. But if it is to be for some other purposes and all, yes, we'll have to approve from our from back end.
But sometimes it was happen because employee done from their end, and it goes to the and also employer
in
also
many cases.
approved. But after that, employer needs to go there and have to check whether it is approved or not, because it was approved by the PF official on their manually, but it was not updated on the website. In this situation, how this will be handled? Because
this is completely taken care. We have a FO interface, and all these applications we are receiving online and being approved online only by the concerned DAs sitting at their home. So they are working from home on this portal, and only if I can give you a correct number, around 25,000 name corrections and KYCs are being done from last few days by Pune office. So these are being done. If there is any particular case, put a mail or submit a grievance or something, we'll take care.
It is not required to employer to go to the office and check, because they, in some cases PF officers are handling this register.
Relief. What relief we have given now is, see, when there is change in the correction in the date of birth, and that correction is beyond 1 year. Previously, we used to call it manually. We used to reject the online thing because of other issues. That this was a decision at the policy level that beyond 1 year we will not correct it without verifying the documents physically. Now, because of this situation, we have taken a decision that 1 year span is extended to 3 years. Suppose my date of birth, I've been born in 1988. If it is 1991 and I'm submitting an application to correct my date of birth to 1988, then it will be accepted online, approved also, and proper action will be taken, and then KYC will be linked. But if it is 1992 and my real date is 1988, as the correction is from beyond more than 3 years, yes, we are going to ask them. We are not going to approve it online. The concerned member has to wait till the office opens and submit his details, and then only we'll approve it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Who would like to ask the question now? Anyone else? I think questions are finished now.
Yeah.
Pritam Kumar, would you like to ask the question? Mr. Pritam Kumar? Oh, your mic is not working. It's okay. Thank you, sir. You can ask that question on the chat. Thank you, sir. I hope everyone's questions are solved now. You have answered everyone's question, and you have told everything about the scheme. Thank you so much for taking your time and giving it to us. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Anuja ma'am. Thanks a lot for taking this initiative and making it possible for me to interact with these guys during this lockdown. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.